You're listening to the ESO Network, your station for all things geek.
Temporal anomaly detected on Earth 2017. Is it the Doctor? No, it is a human using the number 42. They have the ultimate answer. They are having civil discussions about television, film, comics, books, and video games. Where is the fan rage? This is a threat to the Daleks. We must exterminate them. Humans must be hostile to each other so that the Daleks may rule supreme. Exterminate. Exterminate! The 42 cast. Bad for Daleks, good for humanity.
Hello and welcome again to the Monster Sci-Fi Show podcast. I am your host, The Monster, back to give you my last movie review with Mr. Gene, which is the latest Star Wars movie, The Last Jedi. So, what we have already done is that we've watched this movie once already. And then we briefly kind of talked about this, and for the most part we agreed we had to watch this movie again. So, basically what I did in the past, I recorded our conversation in the car on the way to the actual movie theater, and then paused the podcast and then recorded our thoughts after the movie. So here is our conversation about The Last Jedi.
Alright, so I am now driving out of my carport, and I'm heading over to pick up Mr. Gene, in which we are going to talk about our feelings about Star Wars The Last Jedi, and we're going to actually watch it again. So I would like to see what our initial reactions are, and then and of course then record that, and then watch it again, and then record it after that to see if our opinions have changed. Now, I do have mixed opinions, but unlike The Force Awakens, in which I was outright not happy with it, it wasn't until the second viewing that I was okay with. So that's what I'm kind of doing with The Last Jedi. So again, there were things that I liked about that, and which we'll talk about that in a moment. But also there were things that I wasn't really crazy about, and I wasn't sure how to feel about that. So it's kind of like a mixed, weird reaction that I really can't say that I hated it or I loved it. I'm just kind of stuck in this kind of weird limbo state. So, and Gene and I talked briefly about that, and the reason why I'm doing this is I want us to kind of talk about what we're doing before and then after the Star Wars. And there's Gene wearing his Darth Vader Mickey Mouse Darth Vader shirt.
Yeah, when you wish upon a Death Star. What do you want? Of course I've got this.
Well, I complain. I got my Bodhi shirt, so.
Bodhi shirt?
Bodhi.
Oh, Bodhi, yeah.
From the great movie,
yeah.
Rogue One.
What
Who would have thunk it?
Yeah, I don't know.
Hi, Gene.
Hey, Monster, how you doing?
Long time no see.
I know.
Or here.
Seems like just the other day.
Really?
I don't know.
Anywho, so I was just talking to myself.
Yes, I noticed that.
Talking about the fact of, like Force Awakens, I have to watch this movie again.
Yeah.
But what's interesting is that your feelings for Force Awakens has changed. from your initial that you were okay with it.
But I still am okay with it.
Yeah.
My problem, I think, with this movie, and spoilers, it's so different. The writing style and the directing on this was different. My problem that I have with The Last Jedi, if I have a problem, is that it completely disregards the 2 years that we've waited for this movie.
Yeah.
And like there's a new creative team, and Ryan Johnson? Johnson just sits and goes, yeah, I don't care about the fan speculation about Rey's parents. I don't care about, who Smoke is. Well, I'm not going to give you those answers. I'm just going to simply, take Smoke out, and I'm going to give you, Rey's parents were no one. No, you can't do that. The fans are going to be angry because they thought about nothing else for the past 2 years.
Right, and on videos and postings on blogs, and I'm like, at one point, I'm almost buying the fact that Snoke was actually Mace Windu, and Finn was his son. I almost believed that. It was plausible.
And Jar Jar is no good.
Jar Jar as a Sith Lord, amazing. That is fantastic.
No, I almost missed. I can't believe I'm saying this. I almost missed George Lucas's outlines because at least he had a whole story planned out.
Yeah, and that's weird because I saw Phantom Menace, and as much as I hated it, I'm like, it was comforting to be back into familiar.
You had it planned out for all 3 movies,
right?
But I get what happened here. JJ just dropped the ball and said, "This is what I'm doing. Bye, thanks for the check. I'm going to do other things like he does with everything. Alias, I started it up, great,
and I'm going to leave it. Right. It's a pattern.
I don't care.
It's a pattern.
It's like,
he starts great and then he leaves.
You can't really do that. And this is the repercussions. The problem we have is that this is it's one of the most treasured cinematic universes in history. It's 40 years old. You know what I mean? And I get what happened, but I don't know. It's kind of a weird way to end the legacy of the original Skywalker, family. It's just like, oh, okay. But I get that we're going to get something new, so it's okay, and you have to be okay with it. Mm-hmm. We're getting one every year now. That may be too much.
Right.
Yeah, I'm just like...
But, they sunk a whole bunch of money into Disneyland, or the Star Wars land. So 2019, everything has to support that franchise. So you have to have new product every year.
And it's fine. It's just the narrative's going to be weaker. It's not as traditional. It's not as strong anymore.
Right.
But I get what happened. I get that it's been 30 years since we saw these characters.
Yeah.
And the only way I think it could have worked strong is if we kept doing it, let's say 10 years after the original series. No,
right.
We did the prequels with that, though. But, to continue this story onward and watch Luke and Han Solo, watch them separate, watch, that whole thing.
I think we can still do that. Moving forward, I think you can still do that. If you get the guy who plays, what's his name?
I don't know.
The guy with the arm. Winter Soldier. The Winter Soldier.
Bucky Barnes.
That guy.
Fine.
Sebastian something.
Sebastian Shaw, yes.
No,
that
was Darth Vader in Return of the Jedi. His name was Sebastian.
He's dead, though, I think.
I know, but I'm talking about, the guy, the actor.
Right, okay.
Sebastian. Looks a lot like a young Mark Hamill. So you can, technically, in the span of the 30 years, do a Luke Skywalker, Han Solo, and older Leia-ish in that period and kind of do stories like that.
So you want to go back and fill in the gaps? Is that what you're saying?
If they can do it like Rogue One.
Didn't they try that with Battlefront 2?
I don't know because I haven't played it. So
it's a 4-hour game.
But I think you can possibly do that and make the fans, or at least appease them in that sense. We'll take care of that. We'll give you that kind of backstory so you get more of Luke. But yeah, it's like you waited all this time and then he's gone.
But the interesting thing to me, it's not 3 years like we normally had to wait from the past. It's 2 years. It's quicker.
It is, but even then, it's like an eternity.
But the story feels to me like an expanded universe story. Like something that belongs in a novel, not something that's on the big screen. Big screen, the dialogue has to be iconic. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. This is very temporal. It's very now, 21st century stuff.
Yeah.
It's funny, don't get me wrong, but again, it doesn't quite fit the whole mythos of Star Wars.
No, going down Tamiami.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Yeah.
No. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm like, you don't... Never mind. Because the theater we're going to is on it's called Tamiami, but it's not on Tamiami. It's on Coral Way, which makes no sense now.
You're tired.
Yes. Very tired. But there was an interesting moment because I was watching for The Phantom Menace this morning.
Oh, God. Okay.
But believe it or not, it makes kind of sense how the very last scene you see of the young slave boy having some kind of force sensitivity to move his broom, whatever that is.
Right, at the end of the Last Jedi,
And then you look at Anakin. His mother was nothing.
Right.
She was a slave, and he's a slave.
But
and
he's Space Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Space baby Jesus.
I don't know what they're doing with this.
But, he's like, I don't want to go. I don't want to leave. I don't want to be attached to this pedophile, Qui-Gon. But, the mom said...
It's Kevin Spacey. No.
Oh, God. But the mom says, you have to let things go of the past, which is exactly what Hilo was talking about with Rey. So it does kind of fit in the mythos of you kind of have to accept the change because we have to move forward. These characters that we held to our hearts, with Han now gone, Luke is now theoretically gone, but he can still come back as a Force ghost. And Leia is... I don't know how they're going to work that out.
I don't know what they were thinking when they, she got sucked out of the air, I'm like, oh, wow.
So
it was sad for a minute.
Right.
I was like, but you're done.
Right.
That's the solution of your problem. You're done.
Right.
But then you brought her back. I'm like, oh, God, no. Why did you do that?
Yeah.
But,
or she could just remain comatose and, she never recovered. And I would have been, okay.
No, you would have been okay with it. That's a cop-out. The only solution to this is in Episode 9, take it years in the future, and she dies off screen.
Well, that's, yeah.
And the crawl tells you that she passed away. You're like,
or you start off with the opening of General Leia has passed away. And there's a funeral. So.
It's not a good way to start a blockbuster, but I don't know. You've got to give tribute. That's the thing.
And, and I think that was the problem, too, is that we've waited all this time, but we finally get Luke at the very end, says nothing. And then 2 years later, he tosses the lightsaber.
I know.
And I'm like, really?
When he held it like that, I was like, don't. For an instant, I was like, oh no, he's gonna toss it. I was like, you can't do that. You can't. And he did it, and I was like, oh, okay. So it's that kind of movie.
Yeah.
Okay, you cut yourself off from the Force, but I liked what they did. Philosophically, they tried to fix the midichlorian crap.
Right.
Which was all right. Good. Keep going with that.
Right. It's like you don't need all this shit.
No.
It's inside of you. And I think that's... Look, there's no way that no matter how many fans sign up for this petition to Disney to make this movie a non-canon piece of work is impossible. Now, I get that anger more so than the white racists that were upset about the diversity issue with a black stormtrooper.
No, what about the idea okay, so the bad guys are all white, British-speaking people. The good guys are all old, female, or minority.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, shoot. Yeah, that's a good way to write yourself into a corner there, Ryan. That's great. Okay. But I don't know. You can do whatever you want with your Star Wars figure at home. This has come out on the big screen. This is what you have.
And this is what we're going to get.
But the sad thing is, I believe now with the Star Wars universe that more is less. You don't have to have movies come out every year.
I agree. I totally agree.
It's just gonna dilute the whole thing.
Soon it will be the next Star Wars TV special, holiday special edition. That's what it's going to turn out to.
Oh, by the way, Happy Life Day, Monty.
Happy Life Day to you.
Thank you.
But I'm not going to start singing.
You want to watch Jefferson's Airplane or whatever it was?
No, not with Itchy. No.
Mala, Mitchie, and
Lumpy. Lumpy, the grandfather getting his boner, his Wookiee boner, over Lola Falana. Was just, oh my God, what are you doing? Why is he making that kind of grunting noise?
20 minutes of Wookiee talking without subtitles.
And if you thought, well, you know what? I don't want any Klingon subtitles.
Yeah, I know.
I'm like, you could have had Wookiee subtitles in there. I think it would have been appropriate. because they don't talk English.
I'm sure
Or standard.
Carrie Fisher sang the lyrics to that Star Wars theme. I thought she was so high.
Yeah.
But that's the only way I think I could have done that scene.
Or Mark Hamill with the heavy eyeliner moments.
Looking really blonde. Yeah, I know.
Before Empire Strikes Back, where he doesn't have the messed up face.
You know, actually, maybe Last Jedi isn't that bad.
Which is the other thing too.
What about those Ewok movies? Those two, yeah, those were.
When you have enough time and distance, you can kind of forgive. Like, all right, that didn't work. The whole midi-chlorian thing doesn't work. But watching the movie, I was able to kind of get past that moment and just like, all right, who is this movie about? And I was thinking about this, like with the Red Media Letter guy talking about, is it Qui-Gon's? Is it Obi-Wan's? Is it Anakin's story? And it kind of is Anakin's story eventually, because like in the movie Psycho, the Janet Leigh, you rooting for her because she's made this daring escape with the company's money, and she's hiding out in this motel, and then she gets killed off.
Right, midway through the movie.
And then we pick up we pick up then on Norman Bates. So it kind of does the exact same thing, in which until Anakin comes in, you think it's the story about the Trade Federation and this...
which is so interesting, isn't it? Well, I really cared about that.
Well, you know, it's not illegal.
God, stop.
What?
Stop with the racial stereotypes, for God's sakes.
God. So...
I look forward to time heals all wounds.
Yes.
I look forward to forgetting this and just thinking about why that hyperspeed bullet moment was the best thing in the movie.
Yes,
and
it
just
was.
jonesing on things like that and just forgetting all the crappy parts.
Yeah. So we're going to watch this again. And like The Force Awakens, I grew to be okay with
Tolerance.
it. Yes, tolerant is a good word. But I think now that I've been watching so many other people's reviews and their reactions and rewatching old movies...
Why do you think you do that? Why do you go back to the other reviews? I mean, even I saw many reviewers that go, I have to see this again. I don't want to give you my opinion. Was it that different? Was it so uncharacteristic of Star Wars to go this way that many people had problems? Because it's not a bad movie.
It's not, but it's not leaving me with the feeling of, oh my God, this was a great movie like Rogue One. It doesn't give me that whole climax. I was just like, okay.
I think what it is it's that we held Star Wars in a different class.
Yeah.
That we held it in this, iconic, amazing, special effect, epic kind of thing. And it does hit those points, but it's just...
It's too slow in between those points that makes it kind of like... I don't even have a problem necessarily with the Canto Bite scenes. And I'm sure when I watch it, I'll feel differently. But even with that, I'm just like, okay... I think that everything that we are expected from these characters with Rey, Finn, and Poe, they're all separated. Yeah. They don't interact with each other.
I thought it was the scene when Poe Dameron goes, "Oh, I'm Poe." To Rey, I'm like, they never met.
Right. They never met.
Oh, wait.
That makes sense. Okay.
Oh, and don't forget, Leia, you have to hug Chewbacca because you.
Don't move past and hug Rey. You don't even know her, and you just ignore poor Chewie.
So much pain. Maybe I should have brought my flask. All right, let's do this thing.
All right, so again, we're gonna watch this movie in a couple of minutes, and then 2.5+ hours because of 20-minute trailers. Almost 3 hours later. Yeah. So we'll talk and then see how we feel afterwards.
After 1 o'clock, yeah, it's gonna be great. All right.
All right, here we go. So, second time around. Really?
I know you were pleased with it. You
Yeah.
laughed at every beat and every moment.
And I think what helped also was, I think these audience members didn't see
The audience members, right, was
First time.
better
Yeah.
audience. Get away from the echo.
Yeah. But it was fine. I again, the problems that I had, like with the fleet, just like, no, we'll just wait here. We'll just wait them out. We got nothing else to do. They're on the string, blah, blah, blah. You could have ended shortly, but no.
I just feel these are not strong characters for me. They're not. you've got a whiny, self-righteous,
Rose?
egotistical. No.
I was about to say.
Kylo is he's just anger management problems.
Yeah.
I don't care. And then you've got a space jock, and you've got Hermione in space. You know what I mean? I believe in the patterns and the good and everything, and I'm just going to hit my marks and say my lines and be very British about it, very proper, like Mary Poppins. You know what I mean? Mary fucking Poppins.
Y'all.
I don't know.
I mean, it's not Phantom Menace bad.
No.
It
does what it's supposed to do. It drives the story forward to its end.
Right.
This is the handing of the baton,
literally,
to the next generation, because there's no one left.
Right. Well, except for C-3PO, and R2-D2,
which will always be in the movies.
Yeah.
There's no one left.
Which I'm like,
and Chewbacca.
I'm like, oh yeah, they're still
but
around.
It's not even the same actor. It's just
oh yeah, Kenny Baker's dead.
Well, no, that's Peter Mayhew's very ill.
No, I know that too.
Yeah.
So basically, the only one literally is gonna be C-3PO, which I'm like, really? All the characters, he's still
as C-3PO.
As C-3PO. Yeah, the audaciousness of his credits to remind us.
Christ. We know who you are.
Anthony Daniels as C-3PO.
I don't know what to say about this. It went by faster this time.
Yes, it did.
I was happy about that.
Yeah.
And I nodded off a few times.
Really?
To say.
Wow.
In the beginning.
Because I just heard you munching away, and like I didn't think you were asleep.
No, I just, it just, you're stuck in you know what I mean, to the end of the movie.
Right.
You got to stay awake because it's Star Wars. You like Star Wars, and you're there, and you want to feel that epicness again, and you do. And
it takes a while to get to that point. And even with Rogue One, it's like, okay, where are we getting to? And then, literally, when we find out that, we're leaving the rebellion, this is Rogue One. Name the movie, now you got the plot going. So here, until Rey leaves...
But what the hell is with the editing in this movie?
That's the weird thing.
I hated the editing. I hate, okay, wait, we've lost several freighters now. Oh, now I'm going to go to hyperspace.
Right.
Okay, I've saved you. I've done my first pass. And then I disappear for 15 minutes.
Right.
Well,
you could have just said, after the first one, it's going to take a while for me to turn my ship around.
Oh,
fine.
They're chasing me, and I got to go out into space or something.
Right, and double back and whatever. I get it. Put on the space beepers and going backwards.
But I'm just like...
I know. That's the weird thing. A lot of the little nuance like that.
And yet the story it's cut that way. It has to,
right.
to build up the tension.
I know, but again, Holdo did not have to wait until 5 or 6 ships decide, hey, no, they're good. Really? Holdo? You train under Leia, and this is the best you can do. I'll wait.
I mean, you got to read the books to understand. I don't know.
Which they do have a relationship.
I understand.
Right, so
yes.
You have to read that as well. But here's the point.
I'm not going to do
that.
Right,
but that's the point. You should
this does not make me want to read books.
Right. You should not have to infer, this is what they meant based on what I'm reading in the books. No, you should already have that in place. And then the enhancement is, I see where this is coming from. Not as if I'm looking for answers in a goddamn, book of wills,
But from a certain point of view, this
that's what this whole podcast is all about.
I don't know. I think this is it. This is not... I will always love Star Wars. I will always see the Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
I'll give it my money twice. Can I just give it the money and then walk away? Can I just do that? Because this is not what I wanted. It's okay. I got it. I'm okay with it. But I'm not happy.
Yeah.
There's an unsatisfying feeling. These are B-list characters. They were introduced, in Force Awakens, and they haven't matured. They haven't improved.
Would you call this a popcorn movie then?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
It's still popcorn. It's fine.
Okay.
It's entertaining for what it is.
Right.
But it will not grow.
Right.
The characters haven't grown.
Right. So if you watch it on TBS, it's on there, and that's it.
Yeah, I'll go about cleaning my room.
Right. Exactly.
Clean my room and get that done. I won't stop and watch the movie.
Right. It's in the background.
Right. It's not.
Right.
It's not a mainstream thing. It's like
right.
I've seen it twice. It'll come on DVD. I'll buy the Blu-ray. I'll watch it one more time, and then it goes in the collection to collect dust.
Right.
Because it's not important. It's not epic. I didn't learn anything. I wasn't. You know what I mean?
I know. And I think that's the whole idea is that at this point you gotta let it all go.
And here's the question: I was watching for this. Is there any quotable lines from this movie?
No.
I mean, we have so many quotable lines from the original series, even some from the prequel. I have nothing from this movie. So can you put on a towel or something? That no, that's not funny. That's not
No,
quotable.
and that was the other thing too.
Even Yoda's monologue about that we learn from failure. That's great.
Right.
But I don't know.
I can't think of, like, parody-wise, how I would do, like, what another Matt moment from Force Awakens. I can't see that in this movie. There's nothing here that I can...
That shit crazy. That's why.
No, I know. What I'm just saying in general, I don't see... we can make fun of this moment because it's ridiculous, but I don't see that in these new movies.
And I don't know. I think that Darth Vader was menacing. He was creepy. He was scary. I would be afraid. I'm not afraid of Matt. I mean, he's crazy, sure, but
I know.
Crazy people kill people all the time. I'm not scared of you. You're just a brat.
He smashes his helmet. He breaks up equipment. You know, he's like that kid on YouTube that is like, his parents got him coal for Christmas and he got pissed off, so he knocked down the Christmas tree. That's your Kylo. You know, that's your Matt. But I think the overall arcing sense of Rey was disappointed with Luke. You have Kylo disappointed with Snoke. And even Rose is disappointed in Finn. So basically everything you say about mentors or your heroes is that they suck.
Right.
And they will always disappoint you.
And they tried to tell you that. Luke was like, we do the vanity. We created the Empire. And it's like, okay, I get that. But that's prequel shit.
It is. It is prequel shit because they like, no. Sith, no one's ever seen them around for 1,000 years.
But what I wanted what happened to you? I wanted more interaction with Han, Luke, and Leia. And it's just mentioned.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And sure, there'll be a book, I'm sure.
We'll go even more. But again, you should not have to read the book. Like, I've never read the original Star Wars book.
You listened to the radio play.
I did which I like.
I know.
And that's fine.
Scenes.
Yeah. But yeah, there's just... Look, it's done. There's nothing we can complain about other than we saw it twice.
We can complain about seeing it twice?
We can complain now.
We didn't like it. It's not our cup of tea, but it's okay.
It's fine.
It is Star Wars. It is still, it's
like you said.
It still beats the prequels.
Yeah, like you said, it's a high benchmark that we set for ourselves. So it's not fair, in essence, to blame Ryan that I'm not necessarily doing your shit to make you happy. I'm doing this movie the way I think it should be done.
Fine. It's a fine film.
Right.
You did what you had to do.
Right. Whereas JJ can go fuck himself.
And he might, again. Who knows?
And he will. He'll bookend us and fuck us again.
He's never come back.
But he's
never come back.
But he may pull...
They pushed his release date back.
Right. By what, a couple of weeks? Nothing that much.
I think a whole season or two.
Right. So going forward, I mean... In about 5 months or so, we're going to get the Han Solo movie. Exactly. And I'm like, maybe that's a little too soon to see another Star Wars movie.
No, because it's a cash cow.
I know it is.
You see the size of that boulder? It's coming at us. It's huge, and it's growing.
But
people always see this movie.
I know, but I'm impressed for a Wednesday morning, first showing, it was almost a packed house. Middle of the fucking week, it was a packed house.
And Disney will get its money because you have to put the biggest screens or we don't give you the movie.
Right, exactly. But I'll be interested to see what happens when it goes against Jumanji.
It's going to be interesting. There's been a lot of rumors of fan backlash.
Yeah.
I didn't see it today.
No, but...
and it got us here again.
Yeah.
So it's going to be fine for that. Yeah. But we'll watch the numbers. We'll just see the numbers.
Yeah.
I don't think anything can stop Star Wars.
But it's like when you have this high expectation, like Batman versus Superman. Yeah, you made a lot of money, but you pissed off a lot of the fans.
Right.
So
and they paid you back with Justice League. Wonder Woman's good, really? Okay, I'll see that. And it was good.
And Flash maybe in the future, and we'll get the Aquaman next year. So DC's kind of learning, but Disney is a fucking machine that now it's got hopefully Fox under its wraps. There's a lot more shit that we're going to see. And we're going to get that crossover with Star Wars versus Marvel characters.
What?
Like that Patton Oswalt skit that he did.
on stationery and the Disney store, sure.
Right.
You would have got that horrible weird box. The Star Wars people, the stationery.
Oh, I hate that.
Star Wars, Pixar, Marvel,
Yeah.
and Disney all together in one beautiful box.
Yeah. So, other than that, I think we're done. Metaphorically,
Yeah.
with Star Wars to,
To the next time.
till next time.
May
So,
the Force be with you.
always.
Yeah, I said you can do it this time.
I know,
Yeah, you go.
Alright, so that's going to be the end of the Monster Sci-Fi Show podcast for our review of Star Wars The Last Jedi. I will end this podcast kind of on an expectation that I had, in which is the John Williams score. I think for the last couple of movies, I've been quite disappointed with the themes that were presented in the movie trailers, but not in the actual movie themselves. So I'm playing right now a cue from The Last Jedi, in which it's a trailer which has no sound effects other than the music, and the music is truly inspiring. And that's the kind of stuff that I grew up with. The original soundtrack and even the prequels are amazing to listen to on their own. The only bright spot, which a lot of people hate the scene, but Canto Bight is probably one of my favorite pieces on the album because it's very reminiscent of the Mos Eisley Cantina bar scene music that he used to play. But other than that, it's stagnant. It doesn't seem to be inspiring. It doesn't go anywhere. And even though you bring back the familiar themes for Luke and Leia, it wasn't enough for me to feel truly happy. And honestly, it may be that I may stop collecting John Williams' score for Star Wars for The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi. I got my daughter the Force Awakens soundtrack last year, or 2 years ago for Christmas, but after listening to The Last Jedi on Hoopla, again, I am really quite disappointed, but at least I have this trailer to listen to because it's very inspiring. So, on that note, thank you very much for listening to me and to the Monster Sci-Fi Show. It's sci-fi from a certain point of view. Good night.
This has been a broadcast of the ESO Network, your station for all things geek, classic, current, and beyond. Be part of the crew at ESONetwork.com.